Hello, Durud and Shalom. Guys, things are escalating fast. I want to, by the way, beyond just responding to Asmongold, which is incredible because he's one of the biggest streamers on the planet. And even him is noticing what's happening in Iran. And even him is noticing Prince Reza Pahlavi, which is a big deal for us because we need more Americans to know about this. So I really appreciate that Asmongold is paying attention to this. Thank you, Asmongold. Not that many people are. And the fact that you actually mentioned Prince Reza Pahlavi is, it's amazing. But however, before we go and review Asmongold and see, because I know he's mostly focused on American politics, so I want to see if there's any information that he might not be aware of, so that we could add to the points that he's making. So anybody who follows Asmongold, because by the way, the people who are new here, I'm Iranian. I have another channel, which is the Persian channel, and I live stream to Iran, and I'm in touch with Iranians every day, with Iranians with many different political opinions, and I debate them. I work with them. I have networks there. I've created networks there. We have our own Discord server, and I follow Iranian politics on a daily basis. So if you are a fan of Asmongold, and first of all, if you could get in, like somehow reach out to him and tell him an Iranian reviewed his coverage of Iran. And maybe if I see anything that a lot of some points that he doesn't know, I could add so that he would have more context, more information about it next time. Because I know this stuff. Most of my work is actually dealing with Iranian politics on a daily basis, right? So if you could get this to him so that I'll review it and I'll see what he gets right. What some of the points that he might need more context. So I will review that and add some points to it. But before that, I just wanted to let you know how the protests are going. So let me just show you. This is from today. Just look at the crowd sizes, guys. This is from today. So they are all saying Marg bar Khamenei, which means death to Khamenei. So I just wanted to show you that this is escalating, this is growing, and most of the chants, the vast majority of the chants have Pahlavi in them, support for Prince Reza Pahlavi. I don't know if you want me to show you that. I want to make sure that we get to Asmongold right away. I'm just going to give you only 3 updates. One is the crowd sizes, and another one is this. Guys, I am for today, I am now a Trump supporter because of this post. Okay, so Trump just posted this, which we are going to start a campaign thanking Trump for this specific post. So this is very recent. This is from yesterday. Trump just posted saying, if Iran shoots, so I think he meant shoots. If Iran shoots and violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. We are locked and loaded. And ready to go. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. This is a huge news. Because we already see that the regime is scared of the people, and they're very afraid to fight back because of Israel. Right now, because of Israel's involvement in this war and Israel's involvement during the 12-day war, the regime thinks that if they attack the Iranian people, Israel might do something, and they're so afraid that not that many Iranians are being killed. I mean, every death is a tragedy. So far, I think the death count from all of these protests is 10. Previously, when we got to this level of protest, the number of killed were in the thousands, but now it's in the tens, which suggests that the regime is scared to react, this is amazing. That means that the protests will continue. And last update before we go to Asmongold, last update, I promise we'll go to Asmongold after this. I just wanted to make sure you guys see all of this. This was a message from an Iranian to Netanyahu. So Israelis in the chat. So this is oh yeah. So let me just show this to you, and then we go to Asmongold and respond to him. Okay. So just watch this message from an Iranian to Netanyahu.
Dear Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu, my name is Mahda and I am publishing this video to you with hope and trust. You once promised that if we managed to come out and join the cause of the revolution, you would stand by us and support us. Now at this critical moment, we humbly ask for your support and assistance, just as the people of Iran stood by you during the October 7th attack, and as our King Cyrus once came to your aid when you were held captive in Babylon. We are facing severe challenges and the young people of our country are being killed by the Islamic Republic. We deeply believe in freedom and justice, and we sincerely hope you will keep your promises and stand by us at this crucial time. Thank you very much for your attention and kindness.
Yes, we need something like this for Trump as well, because I honestly think we already have the support of Israel. We need videos like this from Iranians directed at Trump, because we don't have enough support from America. We need President Trump we need more Iranians to come out and say thank you, Trump, and King Reza Pahlavi at the same time, so that Trump sees that many Iranian people are thanking him, and the same Iranian people who are thanking him are supporting King Reza Pahlavi. That's why on my Persian show, which ended about an hour ago, I told my audience that I think it would be a good idea to start a campaign by Iranians saying, thank you, Trump, in response to that post he made, thank you, Trump, and King Reza Pahlavi. Because not enough American politicians officially recognize the Crown Prince, Reza Pahlavi. And we need Americans to do that. Israelis do, but Americans don't. And we need to change that. And I saw some of the Asmongold's audience saying like, oh, Pahlavi is corrupt. And they don't know that these are just leftist Marxist bullshit, that lies about Pahlavi that people spread around and people just believe it. The Iranian people want Pahlavi. They have made it clear in their chants. The vast majority of the chants coming from Iran. Let me actually upload one more video. This is one out of thousands of videos coming from Iran. Just shouting the Pahlavi name. I know a lot of you might have already seen it, but this is what the Iranian people are chanting. Okay, I'll just do the English one so everybody understands. Okay, this is what the Iranian people want. Listen to this. Listen to how powerful this is. King Reza Pahlavi, 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 King Reza Pahlavi. This is from the city of Durud. Yeah, I know, Durud, inside Iran. We got a super chat. Let me respond to that. Sean is saying, please Trump, praise Trump, praise Bibi, praise the IDF, prayers for Iran, Javid Shah. Thank you so much for the super chat, Shana. Thank you so much for your support for the Iranian people. And Crypto Fanatic saying, why does Israel expect Iranians to overthrow the regime, yet doesn't airdrop or smuggle some arms to give them something more effective than stones? They actually, because you don't just hand out guns not knowing what happens. In fact, Israel has armed Iranian people, but the Iranian people who they have trained, because the vast majority of Mossad agents, all of Mossad agents in Iran are Iranian, and they have been armed. But before being armed, they have been trained, they have been tested, they have been psychologically analyzed and everything. So Mossad doesn't just come and drop weapons not knowing what's going to happen, right? So so Iranian people have been armed, and many Mossad agents are Iranians, and they are right now, as we speak, active in Iran. And part of the reason why the regime is incapable of responding to it, is not responding to the Iranian people, is because of the armed Iranian active Mossad agents inside Iran, threatening them that something will happen to them if they attack the Iranian people. Anyways, let's go to Asmongold and respond to him.
So Iran protests escalate as Rial hits a new record low. I think that's their currency. Look at all this. Iran's out of water.
So let me translate the chants. The first one is saying, "Na Gazze, na Lebanon, janam fadai Iran," which means no to Gaza, no to Lebanon, my life for Iran. This is an anti-Palestinian chant. This is an anti-Palestinian chant. Pro-Iran, anti-Palestine.
Look at all this. Iran's out of water. Sounds
So that chant says, this is the final battle. Pahlavi will return.
like a problem.
So this is the prince just recognize, like saying, praising the people and telling them to come to the streets. We got another super chat. Let me respond to this saying, have you seen what IDubs said about Iran? No, I haven't. Can somebody send it to me so I could respond to it? Thank you for telling me about these things. Somebody send it to me so I could respond to it in the show.
Holy shit. This guy is the most popular candidate to take over Iran, but he does not have a majority of the Iranian support. He has like 30-40%.
No. Okay, so we have different polls. That's not true. We have many different polls, and there are different numbers. The poll with the lowest number is 30%, which has been conducted by somebody who is anti-Pahlavi. I'm not saying the number is incorrect, but we have the range of we have different scientific polls and the range of support that he has, and those is from between 30% to 80%. And that 30% was from years ago, and it was conducted by somebody who has been transparently anti-Pahlavi. And by the way, I suspect that even if they right now today, people are way more pro-Pahlavi than a couple of years ago when the poll was conducted. So yeah, it's something between 30% and 80%. And another thing is that every single scientific poll collected shows that he has the highest amount of support with a huge margin from second place. So with a huge margin from everyone else. So there's that.
Look at all that. Company's economic situation only get worse. Yeah, true.
So this is the chant saying, "Netarsid, ma hame ba ham hastim," which means don't be afraid, we are all together. We're all standing together.
Their biggest city.
Guys, please let Asmongold know that I'm reviewing his video and I'm giving him some context because this is going to escalate. This is just the beginning. So if Asmongold watches this video in the future, he will have more information regarding what's happening in Iran.
He's out of water. What the fuck?
Yeah, what did he say?
Their biggest city's out of water. What the fuck?
Yes. By the way, I really appreciate Asmongold actually covering Iran. Really grateful. He has a huge audience, and he's going to bring so much attention to this issue. So I'm really grateful that he's covering. Like, I could never in my wildest dreams did I imagine Asmongold showing Prince Reza Pahlavi on his screen, sharing that screen and talking about Prince Reza Pahlavi. This is amazing.
That's insane. Fuck the Islamic Republic of Iran, but do we really need another king?
Okay, somebody in the audience said, do we need another king? Guys, we are asking the Iranian people, they want a constitutional monarchy, not an absolute monarchy. A constitutional monarchy like Canada, like the UK, like Sweden, like Denmark, like Norway. So yes, it's democratic. We want a secular democracy. Just because the Iranian people want a king, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be it's not going to be democratic. Iranian people want a secular democracy. They want a constitutional monarchy, not an absolute monarchy.
Sure, if the guy does a good job, gives a shit. Call it whatever you want. I just don't want to build nukes. Jesus. Their country's literally dying. He said drying.
I mean, both. So we got another super chat saying, "Lord of Iran, Return of the King." Thank you so much for the super chat.
Well, good for him, man.
So here's the chant. The chant says, "In آخرین نبرد پهلوی برمیگرده," which means this is the final battle. Pahlavi will return.
So we got even more of this here. Compatriots taking the streets in your own hands. Iranian people rise up. And this is obviously Israel wants them to rise up too. I think it would be beneficial for Israel very clearly. I mean, obviously it would be. What is this here? Chanting "Long live the Shah" on Iranian streets never happened for decades. People were scared. Now they're not.
So here they're chanting Javid Shah, Javid Shah, Javid Shah, and Javid Shah means long live the king.
Wow. Holy shit. Jesus. So it looks like night falls on Iran. People are in the streets. Nobody's scared anymore. Well, this is generally how like authoritarian military regimes fall. Now, I thought this was going to happen maybe 6 months ago. I think very clearly, like, they are circling the drain. Like, it's not a matter of if, but when.
Exactly. He got that right. We got another super chat saying, how can we get Asmongold's attention? Streaming with him will turn the ties vastly. Well, he doesn't stream with anybody, but he does he does review people. So you could get him to review this video, but he doesn't stream with other people. But yeah, if you could just go and just go into his comment sections and keep mentioning that, hey, this guy reviewed your video, and this Iranian was very grateful that you mentioned Iran and you mentioned Pahlavi. Oh, thank you, Amir. Amir just gave us a super sticker. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Is this win? I don't know if this is going to be win or not, but it sure looks pretty bad for him. How much dissent do you think is being propped up by foreign intelligence? I've never met somebody in Iran who supported the government. I'll just say that. I've never met a...
It's that simple. It's just that simple. Good job. Oh my God. Look at this. He understands. I'm so grateful that he understands. That's fantastic.
Single chatter, a viewer, anybody, whenever I was covering the Iran war, every single one of them hated the government.
Yep. That's it. That's right. That's right. He gets it. Oh my God. Oh my God. He gets it. Fantastic. Oh my God. I used to just have to watch like TYT and Hasanabi and all of the Kyle Kolinsky and these idiots. I'm like, oh my God. These and they spend more time covering politics than Asmongold, and Asmongold just enters and he immediately gets it. Right at the beginning, like it's that simple. It's just that simple. Oh, here, like we got a super chat. Say Kyle Kolinsky said that Trump is controlled by Israel. Bullshit. Controlled by Israel through bribery via Adelson and blackmail by Mossad via Epstein. Will you review his videos? Okay, yeah. Can you? Somebody send that to me. Okay, let me screenshot this. Yeah, I might do that. I will review that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. And then we got another super chat saying winter is coming for the Islamic Republic. Yep, that's true. Oh, Heavy Griddle is here. Heavy Griddle, just send us a link. Okay, maybe I'll just like this so I could check it out later. Okay, well, thank you guys. Thank you. All right, let's go. Thank you for that, guys. Let me just continue.
I think that's something that's worth considering. iDubbbz? I said from Iran. Not from Connecticut. I'm sure there's plenty of white people from Connecticut that think the Ayatollah is amazing. But I'm talking about real, actual Iranians.
Good. Fantastic. Yep. He listens to Iranians instead of idiot like Westerners who don't even, like, have no clue what they're talking about, and they come up with takes that complete. Now, this is actually very simple. Like, Asmongold gets it. Like, there are a lot of idiots in the West just come up with so many bizarre analysis of Iran, and Asmongold is like, maybe I should just listen to the Iranians, and he just notices what they want. They're like, okay, I'll just go with what the people in that region are saying. It's just that simple. Instead of coming up with an idiotic take, he's just like, hey, I just noticed that Iranian people hate the regime themselves, so I'll just go with that. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how simple it is. Torah saying, Armin, thank you for all that you do. You affected this uprising with your daily hard work. Bless you, sir. Well, I'm not going to claim that I am big enough to, well, I did my part. Everybody has to do their part, and I did my part. And together we will have a big effect together as a group. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that.
Entire Iranians have shut down the Marcus Bazaar non-productive regime, calling the Shah to return. Yeah, I wonder why. Holy shit. You have to also keep in mind that, like, this is doing this in Iran is like, this isn't like the No Kings protest here in the United States. Every single person that's on that street is putting their life on the line. They're doing that because they have an oppressive, fundamentalist, religious, psycho, military dictatorship, basically, or regime. I think that's better to say. Like, these people are genuine patriots for their country. They deserve as much respect and support as you can possibly give them. You have so many fans in Iran, and Iranians think your base is fuck. Yeah, I mean, the thing is,
we do. Thank you, Asmongold. We do.
Like, everybody can see the videos. We can see the way it used to be over there. And I mean, the truth is that, like, Iran is like a massive destabilizing force in the Middle East. It seems like the majority of these other terrorist organizations, whether it's Hezbollah or Hamas, are being funded indirectly by Iran. So if you can control and stop Iran and make sure that Iran isn't supporting those people, you can also indirectly stop the terrorist organizations. And then also, from the other direction, from stopping the pipeline, Iran is sometimes being funded and helped by Russia or by China. So you remove Russian and China influence if you can make sure that Iran is an ally to America. I want to trade with Iran. I think this is a good thing. I think we should try to make sure as soon as this is over, we should be helping Iran. I'm fine even sending them money after this because I want to make sure.
I mean, we appreciate that, but all we need to do is trade. All we need to do, we need to just, as long as, look, the Iranian people have a lot of talent. They are hardworking. They're looking for an opportunity. So once Iran becomes liberated, all we need is just a normal relationship with the rest of the world and just trade. We don't need like donations. We just need to be trading with the rest of the world, and we will just fix the rest. We just need to be cooperating with the rest of the world and trading with the rest of the world. And yeah, I mean, guys, just imagine the amount of investment, the amount of tourism, the amount of, Iran has a lot to offer. Iran has a lot to offer to the rest of the world. We're not going to need donations. We just need to be able to maintain a good relationship with everybody, especially Israel. We got a super chat saying, what powers should the Shah have? Well, I mean, I personally think the Shah should have some powers regarding removing the prime minister if a prime minister goes rogue. But what powers the Shah will have is going to be determined by the Iranian people when they elect the people who are going to be writing the constitution. So the Iranian people will decide what powers the Shah will have by electing the representatives who will be writing the constitution. So it's going to be up to the Iranian people. I will vote for the representatives who would want the Shah to have some executive power, including removing the prime minister if a prime minister goes rogue, for example. That's just one example. I have a list. We got a super chat saying, get rid of current regime. If the great Iranian can't get past step one, nothing else matters. The future leader is important, but not now. That's step one. Step one, get rid of the current regime. No, that's not the only thing we should be. We should also focus on what the alternative is, right? So yes, step one actually is to make sure that we have a proper alternative, because we don't want to get rid of the current regime and something leftist or Islamic takes its place. So the step two is getting rid of the regime. Step one has already been accomplished. Step one is to make sure that you have a suitable alternative to the Islamic Republic, which we do now have, which is Prince Reza Pahlavi. And step 2 is to get rid of the regime. So we are now at step 2 because step 1 has been accomplished.
This country isn't destabilized. I want to make sure that, like, basically, because you got to keep in mind, like, so inside of Islam, I mean, Islam is the same as Christianity, which is the same as everything else. There are groups of people that disagree.
Well, I mean, Islam is worse than Christianity. So
I mean, Islam is the same as Christianity, which is the same as everything else. There are groups of people that disagree with each other, right? Iran has a different Muslim sect than, let's
Iran is not Islamic anymore. Iran is the most anti-Islamic country in the world. Iran is the Islamophobia capital of the world. There, in no country on the world you're going to find more hatred for Islam than in Iran. So I need Asmongold to see this so he knows this. Okay, the level of hatred for Islam, no country on earth, not even India, could match Iran when it comes to the level of hatred for Islam.
The people that disagree with each other, right? Iran has a different Muslim sect than, let's say, Saudi Arabia does. Saudi Arabia is Sunni Muslims, and Iran is Shia Muslims.
Iran is not Shia Muslim. Iran's main population, the number one when it comes to religious beliefs, is nuns, not atheists. Okay, so atheists are 20%, but just nuns, people who have no religion. They might believe in a god, but not in a religion. So nuns are the highest number of people in Iran. So they don't believe in Christianity, Islam, Zoroastrianism. They love Zoroastrianism, but they might not believe in it. They just believe in a god, and that's it, but no religion. That's the number one demographic.
Yeah, it does. Saudi Arabia is Sunni Muslim.
No, not agnostics. Not agnostics. People who do believe in a god, but not in a religion. By the way, we also have 20% atheists, which is huge. 20% based on people who say we don't believe in God. Not 20% people who self-ID as atheists, but 20% based on people who say they don't believe in a God. Then that's 20% of Iranians, which is a big number. But the number one is people are nuns, people who say they believe in a God, but they don't have any religion. That's number one in Iran. And also, we got some super chats. Let me actually respond to this. Why hasn't Evin prison been liberated yet? Because the Iranian people are not armed, and the Evin prison is very secured and with armed forces. Armed forces secure Evin prison, and the Iranian people are not armed. Thank you for the super chat. And we got 5 membership gifts. Thank you so much. I know this is Mortal Wombat. Thank you so much for the membership gifts. Appreciate that. And then, yes, Islamophobic Republic of Iran. Yeah. Not the Islamic Republic of Iran. We're the Islamophobic Republic. I think Nail Bunny coined that. Yes, the Islamophobic Republic of Iran. Thank you so much for the super chat. And we have another super chat saying, if Venezuela's oil stay out of the global market, then Iran has a better chance. I think this is the reason it is happening now. If India stopped buying Russian oil, it would have happened earlier. Yeah, by the way, when Iran becomes free, the number one resource that Iran has is not oil and gas. In fact, oil and gas has been a curse upon the Iranian people. The number one resource that Iran has is the Iranian people. Very educated, with the right values, hardworking, very talented, and very smart. So what we have to offer is not oil and gas. What we have to offer is the Iranian people. That is our number one asset, not oil and gas. So let's continue.
And Iran is Shia Muslims. The majority of Muslims, my understanding, are Sunni, and Shia is like a minority group. And so basically, I mean, if you can get these people to just kind of at least not bomb each other and not destabilize the region, this will save us. I'm not even kidding you. This will save American taxpayers and everything, because you also have to look at the geography too. You look at, let me see here, world map. And where is it? Block. Where is it here? If I show you right here, you can see that Iran actually there is a ton of water here that Iran is involved with. And so they have a massive waterfront right there. So if we can help them and be able to work with these people, yeah, hundreds of billions, yeah, like hundreds of miles, I'm assuming, right? I don't know if it's that big, but like it's a lot of waterfront. And so that's it. Zoom, yeah, the big picture. Let me see if I can show you. Maps of the world, okay. Or is that, yeah. Can I click on this?
The Google map.
Okay, can I Iran map? Okay. Well, I guess you can see it right here. So you can see
what you should say is that that's the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz, which 20% of the world's energy passes through that. That's what you should say. So 20% of the world's energy passes through the Strait of Hormuz. So anybody who has control over there controls 20% of the world's market for energy. So that's the main thing that you need to point about the waterways there.
Right here, this is the strait. This is the place that they were trying to block out as well. And so you can
that's the Strait of Hormuz.
See very clearly this is Tehran. This is their capital right here. And go to Google Maps.
Some idiot in the chat is saying Pahlavi is another Western puppet. Well, that's by the way, anybody who says that is retarded, is genuinely retarded. If Pahlavi is a Western puppet, let me know then why Mohammad Reza Shah was refusing the American request to reduce oil prices, increasing supply and reducing oil prices. Why was why were the Americans angry with Mohammad Reza Shah? Because Mohammad Reza Shah's priority was the Iranian people, and even though he was friendly with America, his priority was the Iranian people. So why were the Americans so angry with Mohammad Reza Shah over the supply of oil and oil prices, right? And then why were the Americans to the point angry with Mohammad Reza Shah to the point where when Carter started betraying the Shah and basically supporting Khomeini, why was many other Americans letting it happen? Because they were angry with the Shah regarding oil prices, right? So basically, Americans betrayed Mohammad Reza Shah because he wouldn't give in to their demands for reducing the oil prices. So anybody who says that, just tell them that they're retarded and they don't know what they're talking about.
I can just show you this, right? I mean, I guess maybe it's a better map. I don't know if I can find a better one. Sorry, it's like I didn't expect that a map would be annoying for me to find, but it seems like there is a little bit of it. So it's great waterfront property? Well, it unironically is. I mean, you're totally right. Let me see. Can I go back? Yeah, here it is.
I mean, it's not just the fact that it's a waterfront property. It's the fact that the Strait of Hormuz is basically a major trade route. It's a trade route. It's a major trade route. That's more important.
So if you click at this, you can see all this waterfront, right? And like, so there's the UAE right there, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait. So if you're able to make this region right here, look how big this region is. If you are able to make this region not a PvP server, think about how much less money we have to spend worrying about people getting blown up.
Yeah, because exactly, Asmongold, because the vast majority of terrorists in the world are funded and trained by the Islamic Republic. Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, Kataib, Hashd Shabi, Fatimiyun, Zainabiyun. The vast majority of the world's headache when it comes to terrorism is funded and trained by the Islamic Republic. So imagine how much you would save both in lives and money if the Islamic Republic was not there anymore. That's a very good point, Asmongold.
This is a massive benefit for America if we can make sure that this place isn't a shithole.
Guys, and this guy is the gamer, and he gets this. So the parts that he doesn't know is completely excusable because he's a gamer and he mostly focuses on America. But the parts that he does get is actually very impressive because the parts that he gets it better than most other leftist political analysts who have been focusing on the Middle East. So every time he gets something like slightly wrong, it's understandable. This guy mostly focuses on America, but I'm actually impressed about the parts that he gets right.
Like, we will be saving hundreds, probably collectively over like the next decades of this happening, hundreds of billions of dollars, at least tens of billions of dollars doing this. And there's also, you have to keep in mind, it's not just us.
No, I would say trillion. I would say trillion, and I'm not exaggerating. How much did the Iraq war cost? How much did the Afghanistan war cost? I would say it would save you trillions. Like if you keep adding all the years, all the costs associated with this over the years to come, I would say you would be saving trillions. We got a super chat here. Let me see. Saying, hi, Armin. New Year greetings from India. Oh, thank you. We stand with the Iranian people in their struggle to get rid of the Islamic malice. Yeah, well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. And Happy New Year to all our Indian fans here as well. That's very sweet. I appreciate that. I appreciate your support.
At least tens of billions of dollars doing this. And there's also, you have to keep in mind, it's not just us saving the money. It's Saudi Arabia saving the money. China generally...
Israel will be saving a lot of money. Israel will be saving a lot of money.
Not just us saving the money.
And lives, more important, lives.
It's Saudi Arabia saving the money. China generally trades with them, so it's probably not that big of a deal for them.
China would be losing money because China benefits from the Islamic Republic in two ways. One, because of the sanction, the Islamic Republic has to sell the oil to China at a huge discount. So China is basically stealing Iranian oil because of the amount of discount that they're buying it at right now. And the main way China benefits from the Islamic Republic is because it's a headache for United States. China prefers the Islamic Republic to be a headache for United States to be because they're competing with the United States. China will really hate saying Iran becoming an U.S. ally. If the Islamic Republic falls, the next Iranian government would definitely be an American ally, and China does not like that at all. China would not want Iran to become a U.S. ally.
But there are all of these other countries that are also trading back and forth here. Will those costs get ultimately put on the consumer? Or stay the fuck out of the Middle East? I feel like it's easy to say that, but and this is the problem. Like, I would agree with you about staying the fuck out of the Middle East, but I don't think that that's feasible to completely do. And
amazing. So he's not an isolationist. He's a realist. I'm really impressed. That's amazing. Good job. Like, oh, just stay the fuck out of the Middle East. Okay, yeah, just let the place in the world that most of the world's energy comes from, like a huge portion of the world's energy comes from, just let it turn into chaos. And yeah, by the way, Americans, what do you think will happen to the price of everything, to the prices of everything, if the location where most of a huge portion of the world's energy comes from just turns chaotic? Oh, yeah, just get out of the Middle East. And who's going to police that area? Who's going to police that area? Nobody could match America in military might. If you want to get out of the Middle East, then maybe you should be supporting Israel to the point where they become so non-reliant on the United States so that they could police the Middle East by themselves. Or, better yet, it will support both Israel and Iran which will be helping Israel in policing that entire area, right? So United States is so powerful that nothing can match its force. So it needs to police the world. It needs to police the trade routes all around the world, or else the world markets is going to be so destabilized and it's going to hurt everybody, including America. You're going to see it in the price of everything. Let me see. We got two super chats saying, Zan Zindagi Azadi, Mard Mihan Abadi. Thank you so much, Asian American, for the super chat. However, let me just tell you, we are not using that chant anymore. We're mostly focusing on Pahlavi-related chants in this round of the revolution. So we're focusing more on Pahlavi-related chants and anti-Palestinian and pro-Pahlavi chants. The Iranian people, the two main chants that Iranian people are focusing on are anti-Palestinian and pro-Pahlavi. We got another super chat saying, will Putin go all in and prop up the Ayatollah? No, they would not. First of all, they're too busy in Ukraine, and second of all, they're not really an ally of the Islamic Republic. They use the Islamic Republic, but they're not really an ally.
Also, I don't even agree. Like, so this is another big thing, is that unless
pop up. You mean pop up? Yeah, okay. I don't know what prop up means. I just read what I saw on the screen. Reincarnation Entertainment saying, I really hope you win. I believe you, Armin. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for the super
Iran
chat.
Poses a direct military threat to America. I don't think that we should do anything militarily to stop them. Like, we shouldn't go and like blow up the Ayatollah. We shouldn't go and destroy. Like, this has to be something that their people do. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do that, but I mean, Trump said he's going to do that. But all you have to do is you just need to allow Israel do what Israel does best. You don't. America doesn't need to get involved. I mean, even though Trump said he's going to get involved, and we really appreciate that. But honestly, as Israel knows exactly what to do, so as long as America just supports Israel and what they're doing, and yes, the Iranian people need to be doing the regime change, but we do need some help. I mean, you guys are Americans, right? Americans did their revolution to become free with the help of the French. So sometimes it takes some help. So the American Revolution was not possible without some foreign help. The American Revolution was successful because the French helped the Americans to become free. So yes, we will do the revolution. The Iranian people will liberate themselves, but we also need some help, just like Americans needed some help for their revolution. Let me see. We have one more super chat by Shauna saying, Israel, America together are really the world police. To be fair, IDF does a lot. Yes, IDF. Well, the reason why I say world police is because the United States is present everywhere. Israel is the king of the Middle East right now, but United States is the police of the world because they are everywhere. Like they're in South America, they're in the Pacific, but Israel is doing everything. Israel is a really good source for stability in the Middle East. And and you're right. They do an amazing job.
Agree that we should go and solve this problem for them. They need to solve this problem for themselves, because if we solve it for them, we're going to have the same problem that we had in 1979. The guy that we put in.
By the way, thank you to our mods who are removing the spam from the chat. You guys are amazing. I see you and I appreciate you.
We're going to have the same problem that we had in 1979. The guy that we put in 1953 got kicked out then. They have to make
no. Okay, Asmongold, I hope you see this one day. Okay, you didn't put Mohammad Reza Shah. That was, he's talking about Mr. Hashim
that we put in 1953.
He's talking about the coup d'etat, the Mossadegh coup d'etat. Guys, I need to do a stream teaching you about how wrong how the perception of West is, how wrong it is about what happened. First of all, the coup d'etat happened by Mossadegh. The Shah didn't do the coup. The Mossadegh did the coup. Based on the constitution, the Shah had every legal right to remove Mossadegh, but Mossadegh was resisting and he was trying to get rid of the Shah. Also, if you actually look at the evidence, the Americans had very little to do with the Shah coming back. It was the Iranian people. There's actually records. There's like minute by minute records of the Americans actually giving up on the Shah and thinking that Mossadegh has completely won. And there's even records of messages between them showing that the Americans were surprised that the tides turned and the Iranian people came into the streets against Mossadegh and they brought the Shah back. So it wasn't the Americans. This is a leftist lie that the whole world believed. It wasn't the Americans. It was the Iranian people that managed to bring their own Shah back. And the Shah was already there. The Americans didn't put the Shah in power then. The Shah was already the king. Mossadegh tried to get rid of him and it failed. And what Mossadegh was doing was against the constitution. And what Shah was doing, which was removing the prime minister, was actually in accordance to the powers he had according to the constitution at the time. So this is a lie that the Americans put the Shah against the choice of the Iranian people. The Iranian people didn't choose Mossadegh. There was no direct election making Mossadegh the prime minister. And the Iranian people chose their Shah and they got rid of Mossadegh. And he was an evil man.
Got kicked out then. They have to make the decision for themselves. They have to figure out their own self-governance, right? I mean, that's what America is all about. Absolutely. So it's that's my opinion on it. That's what I think they should do. So does the South, including Texas, still have plentiful oil reserves available? We have a lot of oil reserves, but as far as I know, there's other things that we get from Iran. I don't know every trade export from Iran. I'm sorry. But my point is right now the trade export we're getting from Iran is terrorism.
And with a free Iran, that will stop. That's the main point. We got another super chat. Hold on. We get, so Iran being free means a better Middle East, less terror and terrorists. Also, Hezbollah being weaker, which makes Lebanon probably free. Yes, and making Hamas weak. Exactly. It would be not only a free Iran means much less support for terrorism in the Middle East. It also means that Iran's future government will be working with Israel to fight back against terrorists in the region. So the Iranian military, once Iran becomes strong again, the Iranian military will be working with the IDF, and the Iranian intelligence agency, Savak, or Savam, they're going to rename it, is going to be working with Mossad together as two powerful countries. They're going to be working with each other to fight back against Islamic terrorism in the Middle East. So they're going to be part of the solution rather than being part of the problem.
Very clearly, can you see how strategically advantageous Iran is? Iran should be probably like a top 20 GDP country in the world.
Oh my God, yes. How does he know that? Guys, there's a lot of economic analysis that shows that if the 1979 Islamic Revolution had not happened, given how fast the economy was growing under the Shah, by now the Iranian economy would be something between South Korea or Germany, or closer to Germany's economy. And Germany is the biggest economy in Europe. That's where we would have been right now if the 1979 Islamic Revolution had not happened. But instead, we're one of the poorest countries. You know, the economists call Iran the biggest missed opportunity of history. That's what economists. This is not like sensationalist political writers or bloggers. These are economic scientists call Iran the biggest missed opportunity of history. Thank you so much. We got another super chat saying Javid Shah. I don't know what that means. Toda Rabba Musad. Well, thank you so much. Did I read that right? I think I didn't read that right. Okay, Tusi is reporting that the Iranians destroyed a telecommunication IRGC tower. Let's effing go. Oh my God, that is amazing. Yeah, let's go. That's amazing. Okay, and then we got another super chat. Hold on here. Saying, what happens to the IRGC agents abroad if revolution is successful? We know that many came to America under Biden. Germany has many, even Venezuela. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go into all the files that the Islamic Republic has, and we're going to hand over all the evidence of who they are and what the operations they're involved with to the American government. So all the IRGC agents in, for example, United States or Germany, like whatever country they're in, once we have all the files that the Islamic Republic is keeping, we will hand those over to Germany or United States, to France, so they know who they are and what they have been up to, so that the governments of the countries they're in could go arrest them.
With how close they are to these other places, they should be a top 20 GDP country in the world. They are incredibly well educated. Yes. They used to be incredibly well educated. This is a very big country. It's a nice place. Like, there's no reason it should be a shithole. It's the same as Venezuela. Yes. Venezuela used to be the 4th richest country in the world. Now it's a shithole.
I'm so impressed that he knows this.
Guy got kicked out in 1953. Lines over. His Pahlavi family lives off in the largest of Israelis support him. Money. Reza Pahlavi is such an incompetent, corrupt moron. Even the most hardline.
Fucking bullshit. Like the chat is so retarded. Well done.
Guy got kicked out in 1953. Lines over. His Pahlavi family lives off in the largest of Israelis support him. Money. Reza Pahlavi is such an incompetent, corrupt moron. Even the most hardline Shah loyalists do not support him.
That's fucking bullshit. The vast majority of the Iranian people now support him, and even if the polls show that his support is growing, the Iranian people in the streets are shouting his name. Almost every monarchist support him, and not only monarchists, even Republicans in Iran also support him. So that guy is full of shit. He's not corrupt, and also, if he's so incompetent, then how does he have the greatest team and the greatest plan and the greatest the greatest. If you actually look at how much they have worked, how the team that he has is incredible. They have actually written, and I kid you not, the most well-written, detailed plan for a transition period before a revolution for what comes after a revolution in history. And I'm not exaggerating that. A lot of people say, like, no, Armin, the founding fathers of the United States were obviously more wiser and had better plans. Yeah, but they had the plans after the success of the revolution. Never in history. Go look at the transition plan that Prince Reza Pahlavi and his team have came up with, and all the institutions that they have created, and all the organization that they have, and all the networks that they have created. It's absolutely insane, the level of organization before a revolution is successful. They basically have created a parallel government ready to be used as soon as the regime falls. I mean, engineering everything with such level of detail to be prepared for a government falling has never happened before. So calling him incompetent is insane. It's absolutely insane. These people have no idea what they're talking about. Wait, we got another super chat saying, how popular are the current separatist movements? Less than 3% based on a poll many years ago. And I think by now they're also less than, I don't know if it was 6% or 3%, but it was a very low number. And that was years ago. And I think by now it's even lower.
Reza Pahlavi is such an incompetent, corrupt moron. Even the most hardline Shah loyalists do not support.
I think that's a butthurt leftist in the chat saying that.
Him. I don't know about that. I mean, I hear, like, I've seen the polls, and the polls don't show what you're saying. But I mean, again, like, if you have unique insight because you know people there or you live there, then I mean, obviously,
no, he's full of shit. Don't believe him. He's retarded. I mean, look at the same videos, Asmongold, you showed the Iranian people were chanting his name. How could, if he's so incompetent, then what? You just said the Iranian people are very smart, and the Iranian people are risking their lives to shout his name. So if he's that incompetent, then why would this many smart people be risking their lives to shout his name?
You know, I don't have that, but what I do have is what I've seen. Shah's corrupt. Well, it's not about, the thing is, the Shah is
he's one of the least corrupted people in history. Shah is not. Let me tell you how not corrupted the Shah and his family were. When the 1979 Islamic Revolution happened, when they were leaving, they left all their jewelry, including the crown, which was worth a lot of money, the royal jewelry. And when people asked them why are they not taking the royal jewelry with them, the queen, Farah Pahlavi, responded because this belongs to the Iranian people. The royal jewelry doesn't belong to the royal family. It's something from the Iranian people that the royal family just displays, but it's the wealth of the nation. We're not going to take that with them. So that's how not corrupted they actually left everything behind. They left all their jewelry behind because they thought that doesn't belong to them. When the Shah was, there was attempted assassination on the Shah twice actually, and Shah actually forgave the person that shot him. The person that shot the Shah to assassinate him, and he was hospitalized, right? They brought him to the Shah, and the Shah asks his general what I should do with him, and the general said that you actually have to execute him, so it's a lesson for everybody else, so nobody else tries. And right there in front of the general, he said, I forgive you. And they freed him. Not only he did not execute him, he freed him. And that man became one of the biggest fans of the Shah ever since after that. So it's crazy to suggest that this man was corrupted. It's insane.
It's not the point. The point is the people deserve the ability to govern themselves and to be able to determine their own fate, rather than have it be determined by a fundamentalist.
By the way, everything I'm saying is, go check it. These are, none of what I'm saying is an exaggeration. Go look this up. This is exactly what happened, word by word.
Militaristic, psychotic, religious organization. That's the main thing that has to happen. I don't give a shit about who's doing it. It's their decision on who's doing it, not ours. But it's pretty clear that they're not picking these guys. Look at this here. I would say what this reminds me of, but apparently nothing happened in 1989. Nothing happened. It's crazy. Nothing at all. Yeah, I forgot.
That's funny.
So Tehran's state in a state of emergency. Yeah, here we go. I'm joining me. Holy shit. Oh my God.
So they're saying Khamenei qatile, which means Khamenei is a murderer.
With all due respect, why are you okay with so much money potentially going there, but not Israel? Because I think that the amount of money, like Israel is already on our side. It's not destabilized. It's not trying to blow us up. Well, except for the USS Liberty. But besides that, they're not.
Oh, okay. That Israel never tried to blow up USS Liberty. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. And all the investigations shows that it was a mistake. And during the same time that Israel had a friendly fire against USS Liberty, Americans had killing Americans by mistake in Vietnam at the same time in much larger numbers. There were more friendly fires on Americans against Americans in Vietnam than the number of Americans who died in USS Liberty.
Really trying to blow us up. It's an investment. I view investing in Iran, making sure that they're able to have a good transition and not be taken over by another militaristic group, as a long-term investment in ensuring free and good trade in that area. That's the reason why. We've already locked down Israel. We've already given them billions of dollars. We don't need to wait. Maybe we should give it to somebody else. Al Asman. No, it makes perfect sense. You're diversifying your investments. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody should do that. Israel will help Iran. Well, yeah. You want to fight through wars? No, you didn't listen to what I said. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I've seen enough. More money to Israel. 10 million more to Israel. There's another one.
10 million is pocket change. By the way, Israel doesn't really need American aid, so I'm actually in favor of cutting the U.S. aid to Israel, because that aid is more of a leash rather than an aid. It's not helping Israel. It's actually very small compared to Israel's military budget. It doesn't help Israel that much, and it only just makes America be able to have more control over Israel. So I'm actually in favor of cutting the aid. What we want from America when it comes to this relationship with Israel is military cooperation and trade and intelligence sharing, and all of that stuff. That's way more important than trading weapons, trading intelligence, technology. That is so much more important, and it doesn't cost America anything. And in fact, it makes America money. You don't need to give Israel aid. Israel is more than capable of defending itself, and that I know why that aid is there. That aid is not helping Israel at all. That aid is actually there to try to put Israel, to control Israel, and I'm in support of stopping it.
Right there. And I'll see if there's a video about this. I don't know if it's any good or not, but I'll pull it up and at least watch part of it, okay? And apparently this has been, it seems like this has been building up to like a fever pitch. Look at all this. For Iran without a Shah, without accountability.
You have to rub your eyes to believe that.
Yeah, that's one of the chants. They're saying Iran ke Shah nadare, hisab kitab nadare. Iran ke Shah nadare, hisab kitab nadare. So that's the chant. Look, that's the chant. I think that's in front of a mosque. So they're saying an Iran without a Shah is an Iran without accountability. And Iran, that's a very popular chant among the Iranian people. An Iran without a Shah is an Iran without accountability.
For Iran without a Shah, without accountability?
You have to rub your eyes to believe that these images have really come out of Iran in recent days.
Oh my God. The big...
Wait, so let me actually go this part. They now all of a sudden keep talking Hebrew, and I don't want to read the subtitles. Let's go to the second video.
Nice. They're really popping off. Iran protests enter the third day. So this has been going on, updated 52 seconds ago. Dear brave compatriots, your presence in the streets. Okay, yeah, obviously, they're trying to support this. Let me see if I can find any more of these. The coverage from the growing protests. Iranian opposition leader Pahlavi urges the end of the regime. I hope the terror regime of Iran is finally taken down. Where's Greta, Ruffalo, Javier, Joaquin, Miranda from Sex and the City? Where are all the college kids? Why aren't they speaking up for the people of Iran? Well, the reason why is that, so you have to understand that all of these people hate America. They hate American values. They hate Western values. And they will always side with the more un-American side. It doesn't matter what it is, but they will always fall off on that side of the fence.
Exactly. He gets it.
Jesus. So they're actually arresting protesters now? Yeah, your own stream is like your own domain expansion. Exactly. Yeah, I have no interest in that at all. Let me go back and see if I can find this. If Iran would change, the whole Middle East would change. Take note. Oh, I think he's completely right about this. This is true. Iran is probably the biggest destabilizing force in the Middle East. It's either Iran or Israel, right?
Well, I mean, I would say it's the Islamic Republic is the most Iran is not a destabilizing force. The Iranian people are actually the solution. The Iranian people are the solution. It's the Islamic Republic that is destabilizing. That's how I would word it.
And I'd say you could make a pretty good argument for either one. So, yeah, where's the rest of these? I think this is the one that I saw before already. And happening right now are retreating. The Islamic regime forces are retreating from the anti-Islam pro-Shah demonstrators. Are they really anti-Islam or are they just anti...
Okay, yes, Asmongold, they are anti-Islam. This is very shocking to so many Americans to learn. Yes, they are extremely anti-Islamic. The Iranian people are the most anti-Islamic people in the world. Hold on, let me see. On average, not all of them. So we got a super chat saying, Asian American saying, I hope Iran adopts a mixed member proportion or ranked choice voting instead of a first past the post two-party deadlock. Well, I think we're not there yet. I think we could decide that our first priority is stability and order and to get free from the Islamic Republic. Whatever, I'm pretty sure that when we start writing our constitution, the Iranian people will probably choose whatever is best for Iran. I'm pretty sure whatever system they come up with is exactly what works best for Iran. And Comrade Shifty just said, without the IRGC, all the other rats will make bail. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for being a member.
I think a lot of them are still Islamic.
No, Asmongold, no. Go look at the polls. Iran is an Islamic minority country, not an Islamic majority country. In fact, it's Islam-hating majority country. We have another super chat saying most Israelis and UKR aid is reinvested in America. Yes, that's true. However, I'm still in favor of stopping it because it's a very small fraction of Israel's military budget, and it comes with a lot of political headache. So, but you are correct. Yes.
Jesus. Holy. Jesus. Yeah, this is good. I thought he's saying the F word, right? I keep hearing that. Today, Iranian women joined in the uprising. Seeing how they're at the front line and one woman leads, other follows. Don't be afraid. We're together. Oh, my God. Wow. Damn. Hopefully they can actually do something about this. I'm going to be honest. There's about time it has to happen. 2025 is the entire world devolving into one big PvP server. Exactly. And it's crazy how bad this is getting.
Let me actually show you one video, guys, of the population size. Hold on. I look at the. This is another video showing how many people are joining. This is from today, and they're saying Javid Shah, Javid Shah, Javid Shah, which means long live the king. Now, then they was chanting Magbar Khamenei, which means death to Khamenei. Let me actually go find. I'm going to find some of the best videos for you guys that shows the most recent population sizes. There are 2 videos that shows the guards running away, so I'm going to go try to find those 2 videos.
It's nuts. Waiting for iDubbbz to comment? Yeah, exactly. That way you know what to think. Of course. Jesus, man. Oh, my God. And things have to get bad before it gets good. Well, things seem to be pretty bad over there. Apparently, they don't even have water. Like, I mean, yeah, I bet they're fucking mad. A third night of anti-regime uprising. I urge you to keep the following in mind. When Iran rises up, it's not because of Israel or Mossad organized it. It's a result of 47 years of misery, death, and oppression. That's what's crazy, is that it's only been 47 years. That means that I bet a lot of people in Iran remember the way it used to be before they took over.
It's not just that. It's the younger generation that has never experienced the Shah are more in love with the Shah than the previous generation who did experience it. As like the new generation, actually, I mean, a lot of the older generation also are nostalgic and they hate themselves for doing the revolution. But the newer generation is watching everything Iran was before the revolution, and they're cursing their parents and their grandparents. They have rediscovered their past. The new generation that has never experienced Shah says long live the king more than any other generation. More than any other generation. Because they look at what Iran used to be, and they look at their parents and their grandparents and tell them, you fucked us. Why did you do this to us? Why did you rob us from living normal lives? And that's why they say Javid Shah. More people say Javid Shah in Iran today than when the Shah was alive.
I think that's a really, really big component to this. At least I think it is. I think it's a huge component.
So saying the Reza Shah, Ruat Shah. These are the young Iranian people who are saying, King Reza, blessed be your soul. The previous Pahlavi king who died.
Who needs water? All we need is pop soda. Yeah, true. And yeah, just feed them Brondo, right? Watch Iranian students are pushing back against armed Islamic. Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh, here they come. They broke in containment. Jesus. The crazy thing, too, is like this is pretty peaceful, I would say. I mean, yeah, there's a few people like throwing like, I don't know, that's gross.
Look, so actually that's good because there's 3 videos that you could see the guards running away. He's actually showing one of them right now, and I will show you 2, okay? So you can see here the guards are walking away, and actually somebody comes and kicks this guard. Watch this.
Like, this is pretty peaceful, I would say.
So look, the guards are running away.
I mean, yeah, there's a few people like throwing like, I don't know, that's Groks or something like that. I don't even know. Like, that's obviously bad. But
look, you can see this is the riot police. This is the anti-riot police with their headgear. They're running away. But I will show you 2 videos that they're actually running.
Besides that, it's just a handful of people.
Look,
And they're just walking around. Okay, all right.
Do you see he kicked him?
Besides that, it's just a handful of people. And they're just walking around.
Oh.
Okay, all right. Well, never mind. That lasted for 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, guys, it's gonna get dirty. The protesters probably would have to get more radical. I see the super chats. I will respond to them soon. But let me actually show you.
Yep.
Let me actually show you two other videos of the riot police running away. Shows that the Iranian people have the upper hand. So look at this one. This is the anti-riot police running away. These are the anti-riot police. And then after that, you can see the protesters chasing them. And guys, the protesters are only armed with rocks. And this is what they get. The numbers are so high. Look, these are the protesters chasing them. This is what they managed to do, even though the protesters only have rocks and the anti-riot police has gun. And they're still running away. And here's another one running away from the protesters. This is from today, by the way. This is quite recent. Look. The running away. Look. You can see the people are throwing rocks at them. You see that, right? Their guards are running away. Guys, imagine if the Iranian people were armed. This is what they can achieve without being armed. Imagine what they could achieve if they were armed.
Well, it was a good like 3 or 4 seconds though, right, guys?
Hold on, let me see. We got a couple of super chats saying, Armin, you have 80,000 subscribers now and 1,000 plus people watching. I'm so happy for you. Good luck, Iran. You are all very brave. You are my heroes. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. And Elad from Israel said, USA to Israel, more like US wheel clamp. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. See, Israelis agree with me. Israelis agree with me. And then we got another super chat saying a British-style government would work best. A Shah as the symbolic head of the government gets still run by a parliament. No, that works for the UK, but for us, we need a Shah. Okay, so for us, we need a Shah that has some power, not just symbolic. Because we have our own history and our own culture and our own threats and our own enemies. So we need a Shah that could guarantee that Iran will remain secular and guarantee that Iran will remain democratic. Because the Shah would be the guarantor that a president or a prime minister will not take advantage of the situation and gain all the power and try to use the military to centralize the power, and then at some point for Iran to not be democratic. The Shah would be the person that the Iranian people have chosen as the guarantor that Iran will remain secular and democratic. So we need to give some power to our Shah. So because the situation, our culture, our history, and our threats are different than the UK, we need a different type of king in Iran, right? So that's my opinion. But whatever, again, nobody is going to decide how it's going to work other than the Iranian people. So we Iranian people will decide this when we are writing our constitution. We're going to have a Majlis Muassisan, which is going to be the council who writes the constitution, and all Iranian people will be able to vote for the people who are going to be in that council. And that council will write the constitution, and that way the Iranian people will decide what the role of the king will be. And then we have another super chat saying, what would the new Iran's policy be on Kurdish state Javid Shah? well, it's obviously like an independent Kurdish state. No, there's no Kurdish state. There's a Kurdish province, and there is no Kurdish state. There will never be a Kurdish state. The Kurdistan has been, and will always be part of Iran, and the Iranian Kurds, who are Iranian, more important than being Kurdish, they're Iranian, and the Iranian Kurds will tell you always that they're Iranian first, Kurdish second. It's only the Kurds in Iraq and in Turkey and in Syria who are Kurdish first, and the national identity is second. The vast majority of the Kurds in Iran are Iranian first, Kurdish second, and they will be citizens of Iran, and they will have equal rights exactly like every single other Iranian, and Kurdish Iranians will prosper under a united Iran just like every other Iranian. That's my answer. Okay. And then we have another super chat saying, what will happen if the Islamic Republic uses chemical weapons against its own people? How will US and Israel respond? I think the response will be swift. It will be immediate, and it wouldn't even be the last day of the Islamic Republic. If that happens, it would be the last minute of the Islamic Republic. And I think they know that. That would be suicide for them. All right, let's continue.
Mostly peaceful. Oh my God. I wonder if this is actually going to make a big enough difference. I do. I wonder if this is going to be big enough for them to actually like make a real change, right? And clip card on X. It's my prediction. Yeah, bro. Like, that's fucking funny. And wow. And entire cities across Iran are flooding with people.
Breaking news: the Persians have awoken.
Well, it's not the Persians, it's the Iranians, because Iran is filled with many different ethnic groups, and they're all Iranian first. It's Persians, Kurds, Gilakis, Azeris, Turkmen, Baluchi, Bakhtiari, like Goldie, for example, right? We even have, I think, 2% Arab, 2%. So we have everything. Okay, Jewish, we have Jewish Iranians. We have Jewish Iranians. We have all sorts of Iranians. 50% of Iran is Persian. So we're Iranian first.
Jesus. Knock the fucking flag over.
Entire cities in Iran are flooding with people.
Oh
Not
my
whispers,
God.
Roars. From Tehran to
They're supposedly using live ammo on them now?
provinces.
Oh yeah,
the
no doubt.
streets are alive. Men, women, students, workers, retirees. One message, one demand. Enough. Enough of the Islamic Republic. Enough of repression. Enough of broken promises and stolen futures.
True.
Crowds are...
I think what's happened, this is the reason why you're seeing worldwide protests. It's because of the internet. It's because people can use the internet and they can look up what their own country used to be like. In a weird way, like...
Oh my God. Thank you. I thought he's going to... Wow. I'm so impressed. I thought Asmongold was going to say that because of the internet, they could see what the West looks like. And they want to be like the West. But he said that was perfect. He said because of the internet, they could see what their own country used to be like. Thank you. Thank you. That is right on. 100%. Thank you.
Obviously, the Iranians have it like 100 times worse than we do, but it's the same basic thing that's happening here in America, is that Americans are looking at they're watching old TV shows, they're seeing old, like advertisements, they're looking at old movies, and they see, wait a minute, none of this stuff was happening back then. Why is it always happening now? Like, what is this? How is this guy that's working this menial job own a whole house? He's got a wife and 2 kids, and he has 2 cars. How does that happen? And it's like, the guy works on an assembly line or something like that. So people realize and they're able to understand what they've lost. And I think because they can do that, now you really start seeing them rise up. Now you start seeing them lose their fucking temper and get furious about it. And it doesn't matter whether it's Indonesia, Malaysia, Iran. I think the same thing is happening to a degree in China even. That's why they're trying to control the internet there. Why do you think they're trying to control the internet? It's because they don't want people to see this. They don't want people to realize that actually there is a world out there that's better, but it's worse because of the way that they've made it. That's the entire reason why they do this. The conversation moves to the internet. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. By the way, the government in Iran hasn't shut down the internet yet, and some people, we don't know exactly what, but we're speculating that maybe it's because if they shut down the internet, then everybody would just go to it's different this time compared to last time, because last time they shut down the internet, they actually literally killed more than 1,000 people when they shut down the internet. They did. So this time, if they shut down the internet, the whole world and the Iranian people will think that they're about to do that. And by the way, the Iranian people, when they're being shot at, they actually, this time they're going to go out more into the streets. And when you shut down the internet, many Iranian people don't have nothing else to do than to join the streets. And also, I think, given what happened last time they shut down the internet, the whole world is going to assume that there's a massacre happening in Iran if they shut down the internet this time. And also, it signals to every Iranian that the revolution is completely on, and it signals that the regime is weak and scared. So I think that shutting down the internet is a sign that they're losing. And that might be why so far they haven't shut down the internet. But we don't know exactly why. Or maybe they're being threatened by Mossad or something. I don't know.
It's such a good show. Yeah, well, all I'm saying is like it is a common thing that's been going on more and more.
Calling for the end of the Islamic Revolution and free Iran from the regime that rules by fear. In the streets, all the last 2 days, a name is rising again. Reza Pahlavi calls for the crown prince to lead a new
This is it's the Prince of Shah.
Across
the unironic Prince of Persia.
Nation. Support for restoring the monarchy is re-emerging.
Prince of Iran.
In public, Reza is calling.
He's not Prince of Persia, because he's also the Prince of Iranian Kurds. He's also the Prince of Iranian Bakhtiaris. He's also the Prince of Iranian Baluchis. He's also the Prince of Iranian Gilakis. So he's the Prince of Iran, not the Prince of Persia.
Support for restoring the monarchy is re-emerging in public. Reza.
I mean, technically, he's going to be king soon. So the king of Iran.
Persia.
Support for restoring
I know it's a joke, and I know it's a joke. I'm also joking back. Okay.
Monarchy is re-emerging in public. Reza is calling for a regime change and a democratic transition for Iran. This isn't just a protest.
Yeah.
This is.
I don't even know if it's really. I mean, like, because the guy. I mean, he used to be the prince, right? I mean, I don't know if they even really want a democracy. I just think that they don't want to be oppressed, and they want to be able to have water.
I mean, we do want a democracy. That's why we want a constitutional monarchy, not an absolute monarchy. But honestly, even if we did have a dictatorship, a Pahlavi dictatorship will be 1,000 times better than an Islamic dictatorship, than the Islamic Republic's dictatorship. Even so, that would be definitely an upgrade. To go from an Islamic Republic dictatorship to a Pahlavi dictatorship, our lives will improve by 1,000 times, by a factor of 1,000. So, but the Iranian people definitely want democracy, and that's why they specifically are asking for a constitutional monarchy, not an absolute monarchy.
Right? I mean, a lot of these countries, like, I don't think that all of these countries need to run on Western democracy. They just don't want to run on nothing.
Yeah, we don't need Western democracy. We will have Iranian democracy.
All these countries need to run on Western democracy. They just don't want to run on nothing. Like, they don't want to run on oppression where they can't use the internet, they don't have food, and the country's a shithole. Like, that's it. They don't want to be ruled by Islam. I don't think that, I think that they do like it. A lot of them are probably Islamic, but.
No, okay, so Asman, let me tell you about this. Most Iranians hate Islam, and polls show that the remaining minority, 30% that are still Muslim, Shia Muslim, they don't even want to be ruled by Islam. Even Iranian Muslims, the vast majority of Iranian Muslims want secularism. So we have the vast majority of Iranians have left Islam. They have left Islam. It's actually the largest mass exodus of a nation, of a society out of religion in the history of the world. Again, let me repeat that. It has been the greatest mass exodus of a population out of religion in history. right? So only 30% of Iranians are still Muslim, and even among those 30%, the vast majority of them, they don't want Islam in government. They're like, it's a personal thing. We got fucked by the Islamic Republic, but Islam in the government, we don't want that again. Just let us be Muslim in our private lives and keep it out of the government. Even Iranian Muslims want secularism.
They're not, but to be fair, I think that the fastest growing religious group in Iran is Christians. So
no, the fastest growing religion in Iran is no religion. Is none. Is the option none.
Oh, I mean, obviously that's growing. It's getting bigger, but you know, Christians are still a very tiny minority there. But all that being said, I think that they're okay with Islam, but they don't want it to be.
We hate Islam. Asmongold, let me tell you this. We hate Islam. We hate Islam more than any group of people in the world.
The radical, fundamentalist, oppressive Islam that...
No, it's all... We hate all of it. Actually, Asmongold, let me actually tell you. We have when people come into the streets, one sign that we hold, Iranians we hold in our protests is this. Ridam be Islam و ریدم تو اون اسلامی که میگی این اسلام اون اسلام نیست, which means that I shit on Islam and I also shit on the other Islam, which you say that this is the real Islam but not that Islam. So I shit on them both. If you say that's not real Islam, this is Islam, I shit on that Islam and also your Islam, all of them. Okay, so that's a famous thing that we hate all of them. We're not like, oh, this is the bad form of Islam, but we actually have a good form of Islam. We're done with all of it. We hate all of it. We actually hate we call it the pink version. Okay, so we say there's a brown version of Islam and a pink version of Islam. The brown version of Islam is like the Islamic Republic, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. And there's a pink version of Islam, which we call it Googly Maguli, which means like it tries to pretend like I'm so cute, I'm not going to harm you. We hate that one more. We hate the pink Islam more than the brown Islam because we think the pink Islam is the sneaky Islam that pretends to be all cute but bites you when you're not looking. We hate that one more. Okay?
The Iranian people are dealing with. I mean, there's obviously a spectrum of this, and they don't want it to be that much.
National awakening.
That's it.
Iran is rising. Persia is rising again. God bless Iran.
This is amazing. I'm really happy to see this. Students of the University of Tehran joined the mass protest. Tehran is their capital.
So listen, like guys, they're saying Javid Shah, which means Javid Shah means long live the king. What is this? Did he say this is in the university?
Tehran joined the mass protest.
Oh yes, this is in the university, guys.
Tehran.
In our universities, people are saying long live the king. I showed you in my last stream, in one of the chants in our universities today in the protest is Marg bar se fasid mullah chapi mujahid, which means death to the three corruptions, the mullahs, the leftists, and the MEK. So while your universities are chanting free Palestine, our universities are chanting death to the leftists, and they're also chanting against Palestine. Iranian people are wise.
Is their capital. Damn.
By the way, please understand that the Islamic Revolution of 1979 was is leftist Islamic revolution, and that's why Iranian people hate leftism. So they say Marg bar dictator, which means death to the dictator. So yeah, you can see these people want democracy. If they're saying death to the dictator, that means that they want democracy. Just because they want a king, that doesn't mean that they don't want, because they don't think that their king is going to be a dictator.
God damn. Look at all this. Persia hates Sharia law. I think that there's a huge spectrum to it. There's
no, the vast majority of us we hate Islam.
like I know plenty of people that are Muslims that are I know Muslims that drink alcohol, okay? Like
no, I know there are some Muslims who drink alcohol, but Iranians hate Islam. They're not Muslims who drink alcohol. Okay? They are Islamophobes. Okay, they are proud Islamophobes who drink alcohol.
It's the same as Christian, right? It's the same thing.
Is the Asmongold is different in Iran. We actually do hate Islam.
Where the more that somebody is, you know, in another country, it's another culture. The religion, it's like a flavor of their life, but they're not necessarily following all the rules.
No, it's not like that. It's not like we're Muslim and then we're just not following the rules. We actually announce that we say we hate Islam. We proudly leave Islam. And we shit on Islam. We can see we shit on Islam.
Okay.
Like one of the most famous hashtags in Iran is Ridam be Islam, which means I shit on Islam.
So yeah, and a Muslim? Well, that's not what they say. They think they are.
No, they're not.
Yeah. It's about reformation. I don't think they're gonna have a reformation. At least not with
we don't need to reform Islam. We need to end Islam.
this. Do you think the CIA and Mossad, to some degree, are behind this? I think that there probably are. And
no, the Iranian people, this is organic. The Iranian people start this. Maybe Mossad will help to remove some of the elements of, you know, some of the regime agents or command who are trying to attack the people. But the protests themselves, I mean, this was predicted. Like people knew exactly. People actually predicted this by very accurately. That as soon as the oil prices get to this number, a few days after it, the protest will start, because this was predictable. So this was completely organic. Nobody planned this. This was in response to the fall in the value of the Rial and the rising prices of fuel and the rising prices of and electricity outages and water outages, but mostly fuel prices rising. But also, please understand that just because the protests start because of economic conditions, that doesn't mean that the protests are for the sake of economic improvements. These people don't want anything from the Islamic regime. What they want is for the regime to die. They're not negotiating with the regime. They're not requesting anything from the regime. They want two things. They want the regime to die and for Pahlavi to take its place. That's what they want. They don't want the regime to come up with reforms or improve their economic conditions. That's none of the chance. Even though the spark for these protests has been economic conditions, if you look at the chants, none of the chants are about economic situation. Not a single one of them is about economics. Every single one of them is about removing the regime and bringing back the Pahlavi.
Honestly, like, that's a good thing in my opinion. I mean, like, it's very obvious that Iran is like a tremendous, massive destabilizing force. And I think that Iran, being a psychopath shithole that's run by retards, probably costs everybody in the world billions of dollars. Sure. It is. It's billion. If Iran was a normal country run by normal people, then I don't think we'd have any problems. Or sorry, we wouldn't not have any problems, obviously. But like, we would have like probably $100 billion less problems. We'd be able to
trillions, not 100 billion, trillions. I promise you, it's in the trillions. I could prove to you that it's going to be in the trillions.
Like, we would have like probably $100 billion less problems. We'd be able to trade with them. We'd be able to work with them. We wouldn't need certain defense assurances. You wouldn't need to have as much military.
Not only they would not be a problem, they would actually be part of the solution. They would be like another Israel in the region. So you could actually rely, not only you wouldn't have to fight against them, you could actually rely on them being a stabilizing force like Israel is in the region. They would actually, Iran and Israel would be working together in stabilizing the entire Middle East. So they will go from being part of the problem. I mean, even if they stop being part of the problem, that will save you trillions of dollars. But imagine that they will actually do more than that. They will also become part of the solution. So in fact, if Americans want United States out of the Middle East, a free Iran will help with that. because a free Iran is an Iran that will be cooperating with Israel to use their own resources to stabilize the Middle East, which means America gets to rely on its allies and be less involved itself in the Middle East.
Presence. You wouldn't need to constantly be worried about this. You wouldn't need to protect ships as much. You wouldn't have to deal with counterterrorism that's being funded indirectly by Iran. Like, you have to understand that, like, all of the different things that this country is done, the government has done. And again, I have to keep saying this over and over and over. It's not the country. It's not the people. It's the government. It's the government that's the problem.
Yep.
That's the real problem. The people sure seems like they're fine. It's the same as North Korea.
I mean, the people are more than fine. These are some of the best people in the world. Okay, the Iranian people are some of the best people in the world. So they're way more than just fine.
It's the same as North Korea. I think that North Korea, I mean, it's on the same spectrum. You're right. It would be, and you're right. It would be the world would immediately become a better place if North Korea just stopped being crazy. Yeah, it's similar, but it's not the same. Like, North Korea is way worse. But, like, yeah, it would be amazing. It would be great. Like, we'd save so much money. We wouldn't have to worry about that. Sure. North Koreans are pretty brainwashed, though. What would our defense contractors do without threats, though? We just go back to Africa, right? Go over somewhere else. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of other countries to start trouble in.
What would defense contractors do? Like, yeah, we have China. We have China. Don't worry about defense contractors. And also, there's more money to be made in peace than in war. People are like, oh, big people, big business leaders of industries, they want war because there's a lot of war. There's a lot of money that you can make in war. Yet, only a few industries make more money in war. Most other industries make more money during peacetime. So think about the influence of the leaders of those other industries. Oh, hold on. We got a super chat saying a free Iran means Yemen starts throwing stolen nukes every what? A free Iran means Yemen starts throwing stolen nukes. Yemen doesn't have nukes. I don't know. I think that sentence is not complete, but thank you for the super chat. I mean, maybe I misunderstood. Maybe I don't understand it. Sorry. And then Yusuf saying a free Iran can bring in environmental projects. Well, for a free Iran needs to save Iran's environment because our environment is being destroyed every single minute right now. But yeah, thank you.
Like, look at it's all of South America. There's all of that. Yeah, what are we talking about here? Let me see. Widening anti-government protests in Iran. Let me see if I can find any more of these that are new. Oh, this is new too. Tehran. This is today. Day 3 of the protests. Breakthrough with Tehran are saying this is the final battle. Pahlavi is returning and calling for shop closures. And also, here's another big.
It makes me so happy that Asmongold, one of the biggest streamers in the world, just keeps saying Pahlavi. Like the fact that because we really need more Israelis and more Americans to know how much Iranians love Pahlavi. And the fact that this streamer with that big of an audience is to his audience, he's mentioning Pahlavi so many times, it's a huge win for us.
Final battle, Pahlavi is returning and calling for shop closures. And also, here's another big reason is that, and you can see also, I mean, this is generally always the case, but many of the people that are here, besides Baldy here, many of these people are young people. And I think this is what's happening all across the world. Audio is kind of bad. I'm going to turn it down a lot.
So they're chanting "In akharin nabarde Pahlavi barmigerde," which means this is the final battle. Pahlavi will return.
Everyone in South America, basically free for the taking. I've heard about that. Yeah, Trump was talking about that, in fact. It could be as young as 35. I mean, I'd say that's pretty.
So, guys, let me actually tell you something, okay? And I'm going to show you a video that I showed yesterday on the stream, but I know a lot of you are new here, and this will capture what the Iranian people are dreaming about when I show you this video, okay? Because I just finished my Persian stream. So every day, almost every day, when I do my English stream, I also have a Persian channel with an audience mostly from Iran and the Iranian diaspora outside of Iran. But 80% of my audience on my Persian channel are inside Iran, right? And this is what I say that makes my chat, my live chat on my Persian channel very emotional every time I say this. I say to them, imagine the day that I go live and we're tracking Prince Reza Pahlavi's flight from America to Tehran. And we're watching it getting closer and closer to Tehran. And imagine the crowds of Iranians waiting in Tehran to receive him, to welcome him back home. And every time I say this, people get so emotional. And now we have a video, an AI generated video that is going viral on Iranian social media because it really perfectly captures that day that this revolution has finally been successful. And when it gets to the part that the plane is taking off, you can see that the people, that is the part where people get very emotional. Let me actually show you this video, because when I showed this video on my live stream on the Persian channel, people were crying. Okay, so watch this. Hold on. This is our dream. Just read the subtitles.
ملت بزرگ ایران، این صدای آزادی است. جمهوری اسلامی سقوط کرد.
مسئولین کشور و همه آحاد مردم پشت سر نیروهای مسلح‌اند. امروز از همه جناح‌های اونا
آنچه آغاز شده برگشت ناپذیر است. دستگاه سرکوب رژیم در حال فروپاشی است. خطاب به نیروهای نظامی و انتظامی و دولتی برای حفظ رژیمی که سقوط آن آغاز شده روبروی ملت ایران نایستید. با ایستادن در کنار ملت جان خود را حفظ کنید. باشد که به زودی در کنار شما باشم.
اینجا دیگر صدا و سیمای جمهوری اسلامی نیست. این صدا و تصویر تلویزیون ملی ایران است. ملت بزرگ ایران، این صدای آزادی است. جمهوری اسلامی سقوط کرد.
I hope we get to see that one day, guys. I hope we get to see it. Anyways, this is what we're fighting for. This is what the Iranian people are risking their lives right now for. And guys, let's go to our group chat right now. After our live stream, we always go hang out in our group chat. I put the link in the description. We have live calls, live group discussions there. You could come, once you come to the discussion group, just click on the calendar section and you could see the ones with the green emoji are the ones that are open to everybody. Just come to the discussion group, check the calendar. Right now, in about 15 minutes, we're going to start our discussion group there. So come join. Our discussion group is becoming a think tank of itself. It's where we discuss strategy, we discuss politics, we discuss the Middle East, we discuss the West, we discuss the future, we discuss so many different topics there. We discuss Islam, we discuss Israel, we discuss so many different topics there, and it's becoming a major place for us to basically discuss all of these topics in great detail. And I'm going to go there and other people join as well. So I put the link one more time in the chat. The link is also in the description, right? So the link is in the description. The link is also in the chat. I'm going to go get ready to meet my group there and talk to them about, I think that a lot of the focus is going to be about Iran. And if you, by the way, if you have any questions for me and you want to talk to me on a group call, I'm going to be there. Everybody could open their mics, or you could just come and listen to us talking. That's okay as well. You don't have to speak. All right, guys, don't forget to like the stream. I really appreciate all your support today. I'm going to go to our group, and as always, I'm Israel Chai, Javid Shah. See you guys tomorrow.